Listen. I had to chill out, then let my brother Talik Ill flow, because my brother Talik Ill, man, I didn't know he could flow like that, brother. And he was dropping them jewels, you know what I mean?
I got you.
But talk to me, my brother. Come on in.
All right, yeah. Well, first off, hello. You know, what's up and everything. Thanks for having me. We were talking about the feds, and like you said, you actually answered it. You was like, you know, nobility is like it's a crown, you know?
Absolutely.
And everything. It's just that, you know, like I said, well, it's a few things, but you pretty much answered everything. So I don't even want to go there.
Now go ahead, brother. What were you thinking about? Let's bring a little bit more clarification.
What I was thinking about was it's different types. You know what I mean? Well, the thing that the feds is modeled after is different types of crowns in Egypt. But after it went down, and then after when the civilization went down, a lot of the Arabs they brought it westward, and those are when they went to Spain when say Moors, but it's different tribes. And so the Tuaregs was just one, but you had a lot of different groups. They were mixed in with the Arabs, and right. It was like, you know, like Islam. You could say Islamized Africans. I don't even know if they could read or not, but they went to Spain. It was both groups, and they influenced each other.
Well, this would see from the Moorish perspective, we're saying that those are all Moors due to the fact that they migrated from the ancient land of Canaan and they dwelled in Egypt, and then they migrated to what is now Morocco, where the Amazigh, where the Berber, whatever, the Turk and all that. So they got the same bloodline. They are the same people.
The thing is, it was mixed. It was a whole bunch of different groups. That's one group. Like you have some groups who went, like, you know, you have Tunisia, Carthage, you know, used to be called. You had a group up there, but Berbers, that's a big general term.
Yeah.
You know?
So exactly. So what I'm saying is the first inhabitants of that region came from the same place, and then they spread out. You understand what I'm saying?
The inhabitants of where?
The first inhabitants of northwestern and the southwestern shores of Africa. They came from the east.
Yeah, but the thing is, you also had groups from the north too. I mean, from the south too. You had a whole. It was. I'm not saying that it was majority people from the south, but it was a lot of people from everywhere. And then during slavery, in terms of, you know, when the times when we were coming up here in America, a lot of those when you were talking about Northwest Africa, the thing is, a lot of those groups also came from way as far as they came from all over. They marched across some of those came across the desert.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But we know that for the fact of the matter that everything that resided in West Africa came from East. There was a time when there was no habitation there. We're talking about millions and millions of years ago. You understand what I'm saying? Where that all the people, they migrated from one point of East, which they will call Africa, Asia, and that's what they call, if you look at Afro-Asiatic blog spot by Sister Dana Marnici, and they talk about the migrations from, we let the Europeans...
There was different migrations during different periods too.
I'm talking about one of the most ancient migrations was when the people moved from the east to the west. I'm not talking, and now this is the thing. We got different timelines. I agree with you. After that one, there probably was another one. After not probably, there was another one. Then another one, then another one, then another one. But we're saying that the original inhabitants of Western Africa, which is also the Americas, those people came from the east.
Well,
now,
I mean, okay, all right.
So when you look at a Native American, a real Native American, I'm talking about a dark olive Native American.
So many different groups. You know, it's so many different groups. I mean, it depends if you're talking anthropologically or if you talk, for example, you look at those people, like, for example, the Olmecs. Some people say, well, those are Africans and everything. But when you look at them, why do they look like, you look at those statues and those people, they have drawings and all of that. They look exactly like the people in China. Now explain that.
But
the artifacts, the architecture.
But the whole thing about the whole difference is
the Chinese traded with the Africans too. I know that.
But do you know? Have you ever seen the original Chinese though?
Yeah.
All right
You
then.
have sculptures of them. They're basically they look just like the people who live in modern day South Africa now.
There you go.
Like the Bush, like like dark skinned Chinese. Some of them they call them Negritos. They have some in Philippines. People like that. Burma,
there you go, brother.
Cambodia. I know that's how they look. They even have some of the the hair and all of that in the statues. Now
there you go.
All I'm trying to say is that the more it's two things. I didn't even get to the main thing I want to talk about. Which
go ahead, brother.
The Moors, it was they had people as far away as like Palestine. You had Arabs who were mixed in with these Africans, and that word Moor, that was used to describe just dark skinned people because the Africans were dark too. And that word was used. Sometimes it was used because it sounded better than like the N word.
Let me say this: the European used that word very loosely. But it was a word that we created, and they used it loosely to identify anybody with dark olive skin on the continent of Africa.
Well, I mean, if they created the word, what culture, what tribe, what person created it?
No. The word comes out the Maori tribe, out the Maori people. That's where the word comes from. That's where it originally comes from in North Africa. The
Maori people? That's just like saying who? What tribe?
I just told you.
Country.
Okay, give me a second. I just had it up on the screen a minute ago. Right up see, back then there wasn't no such thing as no country. Listen, it comes from the Tamazite language.
This says the Maori are native indigenous Polynesian people of New Zealand.
No, that's different. Look, are you on the screen? Are you looking at your computer?
Yeah.
Okay, look at the split screen I just put up there. And look this up. Start with this. The Tamazite people. It's a Berber language. But you know that the European came let me say that's in dispute. That the language Berber is a European term or an original term. That's still in dispute right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, all I'm trying to say is different, and I can't even say Europe because that's too general. Different countries called them, had different variations of.
But what I'm saying, the original word comes out of the Berber. They say the Berber language, but it's actually the Tamazite language. The original word Maori. You understand what I'm saying? The original word, just like Fez. I was trying to show, I don't have it up here right now, but I don't have that because I wasn't really dealing with that tonight. But just like Fez, it comes from the Berber language Fazan.
Okay, I think I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So the word Maori, the word Maori comes out the Tamazite, and I could be wrong. Excuse me if I'm wrong. Comes out the Tamazite, or for the lack of me being able to say it right, comes out of the Berber language.
That civilization started, like I said, when you had the Africans and you had the Arabs come together right there. But what I'm saying is, if we talk like for what you guys talk about a lot, why don't you just use a term or something that was before that then, or have
that's the point.
The thing that the Fez is modeled after the originals, or at least one of the original ones, instead of the ones
check this out.
The Arabs and the Africans hooked up to colonize Europe. That's all that I'm trying to say.
Check this out.
Because that's when it started.
When you look at this, is why I said on the show earlier, we need to get somebody to learn the Berber language. Because when you look at this,
I know someone who speaks Berber language.
Look at this right here. This is the word for Fez right here in the Berber language. Right here. That's an original language from them. That ain't no European language. The European fixed his mouth to say it in a way that we say more now. But that's how you say Fez right here. That's how you spell it in the Berber language.
Tell me this: before Arab colonization of Africa, let's say before Egypt went down, right? Before they all got conquered, there was no such thing as that word Moor. Period. That's what I'm trying. The tribe you talking about. That's all that I'm trying to say.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that when our people migrated from Egypt and inhabited the area which they call Berber, That's when
well, actually, the thing is that the term Berber, that refers to sometimes it depends who's talking, but
that's what I say for the lack
for a certain group of people.
Listen to what I said.
That was before.
I said for the lack of me being able to pronounce the word Thomasite, I'm saying Berber.
But I know what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is, if you talk to like certain scholars, when you say Berber, that's a specific group.
You know what? I wouldn't even talk to a scholar in that type of language, because Berber can turn into a general term too. A Berber can turn into a mix between Arabs and the indigenous people there. But I'm not talking about that. The Thomasite,
for the most part, but everything you say, I agree. This ain't no debate or nothing like that.
No, we good, brother.
Yeah. But another thing I want to talk about is, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. This ain't my field. Let's talk about Noble Drew Ali.
Let's go, brother. What you want to know? Hey.
Now.
What you want to know?
Now, I'm being respectful. I'm not even,
No, brother, listen. You cannot get the information if you hold back on your question.
Okay.
Come on with it.
See, I read the stuff that you said. Now, this is what I want to know. Can you tell me, first off, why is he considered a prophet?
Okay. Well, I want you to listen to me. And this is a good one. And I'm going to chop this video and I'm going to repost our segment. Okay. The reason why he is a prophet. Now, first of all, you have to understand that a prophet to me may not be a prophet to you. You follow me?
Okay.
But now, do you understand the Christian religion a little bit?
A little bit.
Okay, so look. So I'm going to use this as an example.
All right.
I'm using Jesus as an example. Not as a criteria. Please listen, people, as an example. When Jesus was born, right? And he began to teach his people in his own town. It says in the Bible that Jesus could not do many works in his hometown of Nazareth because the people didn't believe in him. Meaning that people didn't believe he was a prophet. People didn't believe he was who he said he was. So that goes to say that the same thing with Prophet Noble Drew Ali. If one chooses not to believe that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali is a prophet, there's nothing that can work for you. But now let's get to the question. Why do I believe he's a prophet? First of all, a prophet is one who brings people back on the path of righteousness, to individuals, to families, to nations. So when you look at prophets, you look at Jesus. If you believe that Jesus was a prophet or a man of God, if you believe in any man of God, even in Muhammad, let me ask you this before I go any further. Do you believe that there can be men of God that have wisdom to bring people back into the natural state of which they were created?
I'm not going to go there.
Okay, if you don't believe that, then it's going to be hard for you to understand, but I'm going to try to help you to understand.
Yeah,
anyway, so Prophet Noble Drew Ali, back in 1913, he began to teach something that was unique unto itself, but it was old. It was something old. He called it the old-time religion, and he called it Islamism. Now, Islamism is a universal teaching. Islam only means peace. Ism means the practice of. Islam is a derivative. It grows out of the word salam, which means peace. Peace always was.
When did he switch to Islam?
Okay. Let me get to the point. So when you start talking about Islam, we're not talking about something cultural. We're talking about something that's principle. So, when people say Allah and you associate Allah with somebody wearing a veil or somebody wearing a turban, no, Allah only means the God, the absolute. So hold up. Now, why do I say Prophet Noble Drew Ali is a prophet? Because when our people suffered slavery, our people cried out to God for one. Send us help. That's the narrative. That's the slave narrative. Our people cried out unto the Lord, cried out to God to send us help. When the prophet Noble Drew Ali comes, he comes with something that's really significant. He comes with something that we lost, which was our identity, for one. Why is it that we have been called 5 different names under the sun, and nobody else on the planet Earth that is a nation of people ever changes their name? We've been Negro, we've been Black, we've been colored, we've been that is significant to me.
Well, in the English language, it depends where you at.
What I'm saying is, it's significant to me because no other group of people have had to deal with that. No other group of people. No other group of people ever lost their identity to where they were from and who they were. No other group of people, no matter what atrocity that they faced from another group of people, they always knew who they were and who their forefathers were. We lost that. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was the first to restore that. Whether you want to agree with you if you're more or not, he was the first to come to restore that. That's number one. Number two, the prophet Noble Drew Ali, one of his prophecies is that we are descendants from the ancient Canaanites, from the ancient land of Canaan. In a long time, I always was like, man, they got everything is in Africa. They say Africa this, Africa that. But when you study the teachings of the prophet Noble Drew Ali, before that European begin to divide everything up, you understand what he's saying. And even up to today, what he's saying, people that study this stuff in depth, they are revealing that Prophet Noble Drew Ali is actual fact. And I'm not even saying that they ever even heard of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You can pick up their works. You know what I mean? Now that's number two. That's a prophecy that now that's a prophecy that's recently is coming to a head. Now, number three, why do I say that he's a prophet? If you look into the science of what he taught was, people would say, a mixture of Kemetic science, a mixture of the science of Islam, I'm talking about principle here, and a mixture of Oriental high sciences. That's what people say. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches that this is a universal language, that it applies everywhere on the face of the earth. Anything that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught, if you put it in the proper context, perspective, I don't care what language you speak, it will apply. That's why he's a prophet, because it doesn't matter. You can ask me any question and I'll show you how it applies in any other nation.
All right, now that you answered that, I got something for you. Well, it's a little list, all right, okay? Number one, okay, you said it's somebody who follows somebody to righteousness, right?
Yeah, if you think that person can lead you to righteousness.
Was he a righteous person?
Well, according to what I have studied, I say 1,000%. Now, we do know that there are some rumors. We do know that there are
some facts too.
No. We do know that there are some antagonists. We do know. But tell me the unrighteous facts.
Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail. And like I said, I mean, if I ever find out that something is wrong information, I'll be honest and say, hey, something was right. But he did go to prison.
Okay. John and Jesus did too, right? You know that, right?
No. You say that again?
John and Jesus did too, but you know he never was convicted of any crime, though, right?
But that's the story we talking about. Facts here.
No. Okay, do going to prison make you unrighteous?
Well, it depends.
No.
You said it was somebody who leads you to righteousness.
No. Listen, what I'm saying.
What was the reason for him to go in, though? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he was accused of a crime like anybody else. But we're talking about a racist society in 1929. Come on now. But he wasn't found guilty of anything.
I'm gonna get there. All right. Tell me about his. All right. When did he find Islam? Because before then, he was studying. He was studying the whole. And I commend him for going back to learning the history, because during that time, it was a trend. That it was a lot of people doing that. But he was studying Hebrewism, And he was, I think it was, I don't know if it was a Jewish person or who it was, when he was in a circus. He was in entertainment.
Bro,
So
you gonna have to see, there we go. That is, brother, that is one of the accusations that I'm talking about.
No, I have fact. No, it's facts. The thing is, you have to study some of his associates, some of his friends, some of his business associates.
Bro,
that's fact.
Listen to me. How can I pull it up right now so we can show it to the people?
I'm not gonna do it right now. I could.
Oh, come on, brother. We gotta do it right now, brother. I got time.
I'm gonna save that one. I'm saving that one.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. What I'm telling you is this. There's a lot of stuff put out about Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and I've heard it all. I've heard
bad stuff. I'm just,
No. Listen, I've heard it all. I'm telling you that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he finds no division between a Hebrew and a Moor. Due to the fact in our lesson, it's one of the lessons that says give a brief genealogy through which Jesus came. Abraham, Boaz by Ruth, Jesse, King David, Solomon. Are those Hebrews?
If they believe, everybody has their own thing, but those are kind of, like.
No, what I'm saying is
stories.
Those are Hebrews he's naming. Right?
Say that again.
When he break down something and he give you a bunch of Hebrew names, he's not trying to disassociate. That's who we are. Those are our people. Those are our brothers and sisters.
So you say Hebrews are?
Yeah, we are the same people.
Tell me this. So the Bible, did it come from Egypt or did it come from outside of Egypt?
The Bible is a collection of books.
You're right.
If you want to call it books from all over, brother. It's not no specific.
You're right. And then on the thing that I looked at, I forgot. I think it was questions or something like that.
Right.
Tell me this: was he a Mason or no?
No.
Because if he wasn't, evidently he studied Masonry.
Listen, that is our. I said in the beginning of the show, that is ours. That comes out the Egyptian initiate system.
No, but I'm not talking about the practice of Masonry. I'm talking about all the other, a whole bunch of different things that he wrote and stuff like that.
Brother, let me tell you this. I understand Masonry. That doesn't make me a Mason. I've studied what the Masons know. That doesn't make me a Mason.
You're right. I'm not saying he was a Mason. I was asking you because I really don't
know. No. Listen. People have said he was.
Why is it Masonry all over it? That's what I'm trying to say.
Listen what I'm saying.
What I'm trying to say is, evidently it wasn't all him because it was a lot of people. I'm not taking anything away from him. I don't know enough. I haven't even studied him in that much detail.
Now listen what I'm saying though, brother. Listen what I'm saying. Masonry, as you know it today, is our old science. So if Prophet Noble Drew Ali is teaching the science that their European Masons are doing, or the quote-unquote Black Masons are doing, if Prophet Noble Drew Ali decides to teach it, it's ours. And he didn't teach it in private. It's ours.
Okay. All right. And the last thing, one thing, I want to know this. So since we were talking about the Fed and our first discussion that we had, we was talking about the feds. I want to know this.
I'm listening, my brother.
I want to know what person who's first off, before I go there, this is real good what I'm about to say. But let me backtrack right quick. When you say Moors or Moorish, are you talking about the kind of like the fraternity of Moor, or are you talking about the ethnicity or the nationality? First off.
Okay, say it one more time. Because
when I say Moor, for example, like when it was the Moor, there was some Moors, out here, in America, wearing a fez, right?
Right.
And my Moroccan friend laughed and was like, "Look, they say it ain't Moors," and laughed at it. I'm Moor. I'm a Moor, whatever, right?
Right.
So, but what I'm saying is the fraternity of Moor, what I'm saying, the fraternity, the actual nationality, I don't know.
Brother, when you see a person wearing a fez, you can automatically attribute it to being a follower of Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
So what about Shriners though? Shriners.
That's what I'm about to say. You can automatically attribute it to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. The separation that you're able to see is when the Shriner mark their fairs up. Moors don't mark their fairs up.
Okay.
You would never see a Moor with marks on his fairs. That's the difference.
Okay, so the Moor that you're talking about is an organization, right?
The Moor, no, it's a nationality as well as it's a national and divine movement. So it's an organization.
What nation? Where the country at? Where's the land?
No, nationality. A land is not predicated for nationality, brother. You have to know that. Look up nationality. You don't need, like, a lot of countries that was born out of the Soviet Union. They were born out of nationality, and then the land came later.
So what's the Moorish culture that, for example, the Moorish culture that Moors follow? Where's the Moorish part of the culture?
The Moorish part of the
food that Moors eat, is it the food that they eat? Besides the fairs, is there what?
Did you hear what? That's what I said. I said we need to go back to the old country. Go back to Mother Africa. We need to grab some of our dishes. We need to grab our culture, and we need to blend it with what we have.
I agree, and I definitely agree. You know,
see, we're a work in progress, brother. We lost so much. Prophet Noble Drew Ali he makes the statement that I bought you what you need to I bought you everything it takes to build a nation. I took everything you take to save a nation. Now take it and save yourself. Meaning that we got all the tools, but we got to build it, brother.
Okay, I got you. And going to that goes to the thing is, look, this is the thing I really want to say. Number one, what do you know anybody who's affiliated with the Moors here that makes fezzes? And if no or yes or whatever, why don't you ever thought about doing that? Making fezzes?
We have a brother that making fezzes. I think the brother if I'm not mistaken, I think Cosmo will make fezzes, handmade. We have brothers right now that's working on getting the actual machine is rather expensive. Getting the actual machine to produce our own fezzes by the machine, you know. So yeah, things are happening, brother. You
gotta make some fezzes that are really stylish. Not that I'm saying we should make the culture like hip hop and dumb it down, but I'm talking about fashionable to make people want to wear. Not that people don't want to, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Brother, I definitely understand. You know, brother, I'm with you 1,000%. Because I think that we should be able to do something that is influential upon our people. There's no doubt in my mind that we should be able to do things that's influential to our people. But first and foremost, we gotta try to come together and know that being a Moorish American Muslim is not all that you read. It's about coming together and establish something for ourselves and knowing the wisdom of the gods, where we can forecast what's about to happen before it happens.
I can kind of dig that. I just think that, and this is my personal opinion. I'm not talking, this ain't to go against nobody and nothing like that. I just think that as Black people in America, one thing that holds us back a lot is just, like you said, knowing and all of that. I think educating ourselves in the books too, everything, just science and history and trying to, like you said, path of righteousness. It sounds good and everything, but that's a hard thing for a lot of us to do. But if we could, and being unselfish, but,
I think we overrate the path of righteousness, brother. All you got to do is be yourself. And be honest to yourself, and then everything will fall in place. When we try to be something that we're not, that's when we fail.
Mm-hmm.
All we got to do is be ourselves. If you study these lessons as taught by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and understand that they are to bring out the best in you and give it a shot. If you're a scientist, do a scientific drill and say, let me see how this works. When you read something, say, let me see if this person really act like this thing. And then I'm telling you, that's why my confidence and my heart is fixed when it comes to more science, because I actually tried it out. That's why I say you can ask me any question, because I've heard every question. There's not one question I haven't heard. Not one, I don't think. I've heard the Hebrew question. I heard the jail question.
know, that's like I said, that I think that's a good idea. And I have one more question, and this you might, I don't know if you want to answer it. And this ain't to, you know, disturb the beef and all that, but I'm not gonna lie, it's very entertaining. Outside, but I'll be learning and stuff too. But it's entertaining. I feel bad talking about it, but it's the truth. But the whole thing with Shaka and Seti,
right?
You know, I just wanted to know your thoughts. Without, you know, like I said, I'm not, you know, saying throwing no beef or nothing out there or nothing like that. Like I said, I ain't gonna lie, it's funny, especially when he replays. You know, look at this. I noticed that like the tassel is you know, the hair braid, and said he talked about it was funny. But what do you think about that whole Sonetta and all of that? Because look, that's how I discovered you. When you look at one video, you see this, and you know, you look at everybody's videos. You know what I mean? So. What do you take on the whole Seti and Shaka thing and Sonetta and everything?
Man, listen. This is what you let's keep it 100, right? First of all, I'm trying to see somebody. This is the thing. Ask yourself this. I want to take the show on the road and teach my people and wake them up and build communities.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I said, I think we should have a Moorish village in every city. And I want to strive to do that. Whether you subscribe to Moorish science or not, you should be able to enjoy the delicacies of your people in a peaceful, harmless environment with some healthy things for your children and your family to go to. No different when a Chinese person come from China, he can go to Chinatown and be amongst his own peaceful people, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to do. So you have to ask yourself, what is the mission of Sonetta? You know what I mean? And I answered candidly. It is what it is. Is his mission to bring people together and create some institution that's going to live on 20 years after he's gone and beyond? Probably not. Is Shaka trying to do that? Probably not. Is Seti trying to do that? Probably not. So what is the mission?
They never come on. I'm just surprised. Like, you know, I don't know, even though Seti accept callers or nothing like that, but I'm just surprised that they don't, you know what I'm saying, work with you a whole, I mean, maybe y'all do, I don't know.
No.
I'm just surprised they don't.
Let me tell you. So what is the mission? You have those that are trying to build something in real time, and you have those who trying to build their pockets in real time. I'm trying to build something in real time for our people can have 20 years after I'm gone and beyond.
Yeah, I got you.
They're trying to eat. They trying to eat. And some of these guys have been broke. Some of these guys have been struggling with certain lower self-addictions that they scared to go back there. And so whatever it takes, whether it's the slander, whether it's to start an argument, whether it's to get all riled up for YouTube views, for a debate, for some conflict, so they can eat. They are trying to eat. They have been starving. I ain't hungry. I'm good. They starving, brother. And so they do what they do in order to make sure that they can remain in the position that they are. And the position that they are is really, it's not much, because if you can't do nothing for your community as it relates to a child going to a school or a store where the people can buy something healthy besides some old nasty corner store bodega stuff. If you're not doing nothing like that for your people, man, people can't eat books, man.
Wow.
You know, and so again, you have to ask yourself, what's the motivation? The motivation. Right now, we had the scholars. We had Dr. Ben. We had John Henry Clark. We had all of these brothers. It's time for us to build. We had Noble Drew Ali. We had Elijah Muhammad. We still have their wisdom. It's time for us to build collectively. And if they're not building collectively, they only can be in it for one thing.
Yeah. When you come into Compton,
brother, I'm trying to get out there, brother. I'm trying to get my little coins up so I can get out there and do my thing, brother. I'm definitely coming, though, brother. I was talking to a brother recently and trying to get him to find out what I can get a venue out there. And if I can get me a venue out there, brother, I might have to email you and get you to be my liaison.
And you need to get to Morocco, too.
Oh yeah, brother. I need you to.
People, look in this chat. It was 50. I don't know how many on there now. When I talk to y'all, you look at the screen, but it was about 50-something people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, out of 50-something people, and a lot of them agree with you and all that, I'm pretty sure you can, in some kind of way, get to Africa, man, for real.
But brother, this is what we got to do, brother. And I'm telling you, I hope you email me to harkerbay@yahoo.com or to harkerbay@gmail, because we can get together and work some things, man. So we can, because listen, if you're in Compton, right? I need you to do me a favor. I need you to find a venue that can hold 200 people. I need you to let me know what it costs so I can get the finances right. I can send it out there, hold that down, get a date, send some flyers out, some digital flyers, send you some money, print them out, and boom.
You got my number, just hit me.
Brother, that's what we need to do, and if we got somebody in ATL, I need somebody in ATL to do it. I need somebody in Jersey. My brother Talik Illis on the phone, he's doing it in Jersey for me. I got my brother Arnell Bay in Chicago doing it for me. My brother, another brother in Chicago, he's doing. So we need people everywhere. I got my brother in Texas, in Houston, in Dallas. They're doing the research for me so I can get out there, brother. Because at the end of the day, when I leave, I'm going to show you how I purchase something. Let me give you a quick demonstration. I do property management. And I help people find cheap houses and flip them on a real quick fast. So this week, I went and looked at a house, brother, in Baltimore City. This house was $10,000. This lady, she wants to buy it for 10. She's going to put 5 in. She's going to rent it out for a year, and then she's going to sell it for $80,000. Who don't want that information? Who don't want that information? And everywhere, I don't care. Wherever we are at, there is that same opportunity, but you have to know what you're looking for. I know what to look for, and I want to not only do I want to bring this lecture that I'm working on now, and you gonna love it. I'm working on that, but at the end of the lecture, I want to show people right underneath their thumb is a gold mine. I'm going to do the research before I get there. So we definitely got to get together and do something, brother. And like I say, our unity is what's going to solve everything. Period, point blank. Whether people want to subscribe to more science or not, it's some principles and national principles that really is going to keep us together. The spiritual principles and the national principles that are going to keep us together. That's what hold Chinese people together.
That's good. And like I said, even though, like I said, with Seti and Shaka, Sana, all of them, like, even though they do what they do, I don't agree with everything. But I'm glad that they at least, they say, hey, go look at the history, and that, because that's an important thing. I'm glad that they doing that at least, sending some people the right path or whatever. But but yeah, that's good, man. And so yeah, well, I'll let you go in, but you got my stuff information. Just hit me up whenever.
I got you, my brother. And like, I want to say this in closing that I really do like them brothers. So just because I'm saying what I'm saying doesn't mean I don't like them brothers or I disapprove of them brothers. I'm just saying their mission is not my mission.
I got you. I got you on that.
That's all I'm saying. Now, if they believe they're doing a good deed by just hustling information, giving people information, hey, by all means, do your thing. But my thing is, man, I want to see little children to be able to walk in daycares with responsible adults that are going to teach them children right. That's what I want to do. Period, point blank. You know what I mean?
That's what it comes down to. Yep.
It's love, my brother. Peace and love, brother. And I'm going to definitely be hitting your number.
All right, hit me now, okay?
All right, my brother. Peace.
All right, now. All right.
So, family, there it is. My brother took me into another 45 minutes. I was supposed to shut down, and he took me to another 45 minutes. But it's all good, family. But let me tell you this. I'm going to give y'all a secret. This show wasn't necessarily about Corey Holcomb. This show was really about to point us in the direction as to the origin of the fast. This show was not about to try to take you on a spiritual journey of the fast or some academic lecture of the feds. No. My thing is, I want to show you, point you in the direction so you can go look for yourself. I ain't going to give it to you. I don't have it all to give to you. I know that my little block of time on this is not enough time to go in and to answer and to show everything in this little block of time. But I feel that it's only right if I can point you in the right direction. And so that's what I try to do. Point you in the right direction. The feds is ours. The feds represents royalty. The feds represent a high science of the mind, the science of the Moors. Nobody that look like you and I should be talking about the feds in the way that Corey Holcomb talked about it. Because those who know about the feds, those who truly know about the feds, those that stole and wear the feds, those that mark up the feds, those that truly know about the feds, looking at you like a buffoon. They look at you like we can keep them fighting. We need to let that go, because truly, you know what the feds represent.